So Wagwan, big up everybody for the podcast, isn't it? Big up Chef, Jackson, gang.
I was gonna leave him hanging.
You know the vibe, just you know the vibe, man. Okay. Sick. Anyways, yeah. So obviously they got two fresh fucking faces in it, yeah. So let's start with Chef. Well, give us a brief intro. But who are you? Who are you? Chef. Hello, Chef, bro.
Where am I looking? My name is Chef, the rapper, king of the coast, king of the northeast. That's what it is. Living in GLA, West Coast right now. Yeah, I'm a rapper, entrepreneur, businessman, moneymaker.
Tell him.
All around Mr. Studio, bro. Mr.
Tell him.
I'm not actually.
You change your mind?
I'm not. I'm reformed. It's these guys that bring that out. I'm a musician. I'm a musician, is what I am actually.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite thing to cook?
Because it's good shit.
You like Chef?
You actually want to go in?
You should have been ready for that. I feel like you should have been ready for that. Like, you should have called him right back immediately.
No, but relax. So if you want to search BBC Good Food and my name, then.
How many episodes did you make it though?
The boys always at the home with you, fam. The boys always at home. I'm supposed to give me that video.
Good thing I'm the one that drove.
Damn.
Come about you.
So I don't cook, I don't clean, but
I
got them bars though. You got them bars. The bars are hard. The bars are paying the bills. Yo.
I'm looking at you like, well, you're next, bro.
I'm like shit. Honestly, you know the name, Boris the Blade, Boris the fucking Bullet, Dojo. You know we out here fighting. So anyone say something, it's arms. Easily. Catch me in the ring.
I said we're out here fighting.
Yeah.
He's a professional boxer.
Yeah, not just out here scrapping his shit.
Let's grab it, bro.
No, we get paid for that. We don't fight for free. So,
I'm being.
Nah, don't do that.
Hey, calm down.
Honestly, no.
No, but Sky Sports.
It's a comeback. We're all about the comeback right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Come on, man.
so letting that put us down. So we're moving forward. So I mean, we're doing big things. Boxed on Sky Sports twice this year. Boxed on Channel 5 where we're the top of the bill. So big things, man. Unfortunately, the result didn't go our way, but we're moving forward. Like I fought for my dream for 14 years. You know what I mean? And I'm finally making it on a big platform. And the only way is up from here.
So like testing your inspiration because you have like a scholar.
Fight business, bro. Fight business, bro. I got a couple of hands.
You should have seen the other guy though.
He was chilling. Nigga fucked me up.
Guy finished the fight like.
Yeah. With the ref, that was it. We done? Alright.
What about the better?
Yeah. My guy said, "Run my people. Let's go."
Have you guys ever seen the video of this dude? It's two black guys, bro, and this one guy, he walks into the fucking ring, sees his fucking opponent, and just hops out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
But it's because they didn't pay him.
Yeah?
They didn't pay him, but like no, he'd been getting some sort of violation from the promoter. So they essentially his contracts like said specifically that he had to show up for the fight. So like he showed up for the fight, the bell rang, so he started the fight, and it was like safe.
That's sick.
You guys have been violating me. Contractually, you still have to pay me. I didn't just no show.
I showed up.
I showed
up.
The fight started. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't need this.
I don't need
you still owe me my piece.
Yeah, I showed up.
That's sick.
There's proof that I showed up.
Proof, I'm on camera, you saw me, bell rang, peace.
That's shit.
Fuck you, man. Pay me.
Man, Frank Ocean then. Man, Frank Ocean.
That's what Frank Ocean did.
Coachella, no?
Nah, but not even Coachella. People don't even deep this. So Frank Ocean is a genius. So he had like 3 project deals. So and I might be paraphrasing this, so but I know that the actual end thing, essentially when it came to his Blonde album, you know, because he had Channel Orange in that, the one where it's like Thinking About You, the one that like blew it. And then he had Blonde, which was the big one, which is like his classic one. So Blonde was meant to be the last album on this record deal, so he rinsed the record label's expenses, all of that.
Yeah.
And the day before Blonde was meant to come out, he dropped this new thing called a visual album. So technically that was his last album. Literally at 11:59 the day before. And then Blonde, he dropped at midnight.
Oh.
And then because he dropped it at midnight and he had technically dropped 3 albums, the visual album was just a 40-minute thing of just instrumental. He dropped Blonde, that no one even knows about this visual album because then Blonde came out and he got to keep 100% of all royalties because he didn't want the label nothing because he'd already fulfilled his contract with the deal. He earned like 47 million off of that.
Damn. My finesse the system.
Are you like a label or something? Or are you signing some?
I'm an A&R. I'm an A&R. So I'm not a label because quite frankly, I think for someone to be a label or to be a manager, you have to have proof and evidence that you can labels and managers make money for artists. Like, so unless I have considerable stacks of money that I can just be throwing at artists, I think people who call themselves managers, unless you're committed to one artist, you're like, I'm his manager, if you're like, I'm a label and that, I think you're just bullshitting really. So me, I am an A&R, so what I do, A&Rs are like we're forgotten about, it's artists and repertoire. So what they do is they take artists and creatives and everything that's about them. Like there's an artist that maybe plays an instrument, or an artist that's a producer, or an artist that even that paints or something as well. I take that, develop them into something that managers and labels will want to invest in, and then I help them like negotiate their deals. So that also talks about their emotions, their personality, getting them into the right state of mind, and getting them to focus on what actually makes them fucking great. And that's what A&Rs back in the day is why all the music back in the day was way better. A&Rs were a thing, but when social media came into play, record labels sacked off a lot of A&R like things, and they said, oh, if the people blow it online, then we'll just sign it.
Skip the step.
That's why artists nowadays aren't developed. You know, they're not developed. Like I'm saying, back in the days when we had the Aaliyahs, when we had the Destiny's Childs, when we had the Nellies, when we had all of them, like, you know what, the developed, like, actual artists. The 50s, they had A&Rs. Like Chris Brown has A&Rs, Kanye has A&Rs.
Because now the thing is, like, you've seen a lot of artists that put songs out that bang, that went global, but then like their next album doesn't go global. Like they're either just big in America, because obviously America's big enough for you to be big out there. But then so you look at someone like Fetty Wap, that album was hard. But I'm like, I don't know what his next album is. He's about tunes with it. I don't know.
The worst thing is about these artists, the thing is about A&R, it's not about us saying like about us changing like what you're good at. It's about us understanding what you're good at and trying to fix all the other parts that you might lack, so that when you blow, because you think it's like you're saying, you see those artists that they have this crazy song and they actually maybe putting out great banging songs, but then when they put a project together, it's ass. Or when you see them on stage, it's ass because they're not developed. It's like they've now put a product into market which hasn't been developed, and A&Rs, that's what they're meant to do. They're meant to develop an artist or just someone who makes music into an actual full complete product that can go anywhere, that can go on stage, that can go to interviews, that can be media trained.
So you're expecting someone that's made some good music to then go on stage off the back of that song that they've done nothing else before that. So if your song blows and all of a sudden like people want to get you a Coachella or whatever, they want to book you for this, you're not performing in front of like 5,000, 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And realize that you actually just never really performed on stage like that before, because like you started making your music 2 years ago.
And it's not your manager's job.
Now your song is blown, but then you're on stage and everyone's like, what the fuck's this guy doing? Because the reality is you haven't put the graft in, you haven't been like you're doing the small shows, a lot of them ones where you haven't actually built a personality whatsoever on stage. You just actually just singing your tune. So you see a lot of people just standing there like they're Ed Sheeran or something. No energy, no performance, and you're just like, that's most likely why, because
the game forgot the game forgot what managers
just got
are there
thrown in the
for.
deep end and said, bro, hop on stage and perform your song. And all you have to go on is just watch another video of somebody else do it. That you can jump on there and you give the same energy. And it's like, and like people's career can fall off on it because you're like, the person's hard, but watching them live is dead. Do you know what I mean? It's like
a manager, for all artists out there, a manager is there to make you money. A manager there to like, if you have a restaurant and you hire a manager, what's that manager there to do? Make you fucking money. That's it. they're not meant to, and they're meant to give you some ideas and that. But as the owner of the business, the artist and owner of the business, you meant to come up with your own ideas. Your manager's meant to make money.
Yeah.
That's it. People think that managers are there to sort out your life. Impossible. And labels are banks. So like, so you might have someone to make you money. You might have someone to be a bank so they can loan you money. But how is that as an artist going to help you? Like actually develop. That's where the A&Rs need to come in. So why are people trying to find a manager before they've even found an A&R? A&Rs are the ones that get people signed. They're the ones that get people onto labels. They're the ones that get you into like actual platforms. The managers are there to fucking do their job. Like I'm not saying they're irrelevant, but it's steps.
That's crazy, but I've always thought like once you sign the label, then the label is gonna build you to become this person.
Well, they would before, but now it's just it's a lot of work for them. Because, and essentially, they do it for a lot of other, the thing is, a label will do that, but you also have to show that you're, let's be honest, most artists, not all of us are Michael Jacksons, are Kanye's, are Taylor Swift's, are Ed Sheeran's. Let's be real. So you can't put yourself into that bracket, and even if you think of yourself in that bracket, it doesn't mean shit unless someone else does. Right? So, the fact is, even if a label could do that and would do that for someone else, what's the reason for them to do it for you? A label will invest as much as they need to them be cool, which is fair. They're a business, like that's calm.
Like, so you got to make it to the stage where the label or the company, whoever's the promoting company, feels like this person's making me money regardless.
And also, if they invest in you and they hire your manager for you, or they hire your A&R for you, and they hire this for you, motherfucker, they own everything you do. And I'm not saying that's a problem, because let's say you end up like always agreeing. Do you niggas always agree?
Agree to what?
Anything.
It's just
Do
general.
you guys
like
always
business,
agree on
right?
everything?
Yeah.
Exactly. So how would you expect to always agree with a business you don't even know? When even with your own guys, sometimes you're gonna disagree. Yeah. So, but then now the fact is that's not even your guy. That's a motherfucker who owns your business. So when we disagree,
You're cut off.
it's not even you're cut off. Like I just
It's long for you now. It's long for you now.
It's long.
Yeah, because they're owning your fucking shit. So whatever they say goes.
So there's a difference between a manager and a promoter.
Oh, 100%.
Even in
what's the
boxing,
purpose
even
of
in boxing is the same. Even in boxing is the same. So like, I'll have a coach, right? So the way it works for my thing is, I have a coach that gets 10% of whatever I earn. If I don't make any money, he doesn't make any money, right? But we all show up to the gym every single day to train in it, and he's committed to that part. In the sense of like, we work together, like I said, from his A&R point, it's like the same way as I have a coach, someone that actually develops me, works for me in the back. I also have a manager, right? My manager gets 25, he gets more than my coach. My coach shows up every single day for us training, right?
So you get him 79% of what you're making?
No, that's 35. 10 plus 25.
Yeah, 10 plus 25. Maths is a math.
What did I say? I said you
You said 75.
You get 75.
No,
That's
I get 65. 65. 65. I'm calling 4K, my boy. Yeah, so like, then I've got my manager, but like I said, more time, like my manager could, I have a good relationship with my manager, but he could also choose to you could never call me, right? And he could call me and be like, yo, B, there's a fight going on, this is what's going on, I'm gonna speak to the promotional company that's promoting, so like you said, you've got like Boxer that out on Sky, he would deal with that interaction in terms of like how much I get paid, how many rounds is it, like what weight do I need to be? Yeah, so that's it. So they two will talk, and he'll for me just be like, oh, this is what the offer that they've made. How do you feel? I might say yes, I might say no, and if he has, we gotta go back and do blah blah blah. It really truly in terms of my life in general, it doesn't have to be involved in any way whatsoever.
To make the money.
Yeah,
make
he just makes sure I get paid and he gets paid as well, and everyone that's around us involved gets paid. And he also have a promotional team, like say like Sky, where sometimes they can sign you on. So that means that like they're making sure that you fight a certain amount of times a year. But again, same thing. Unless you're like say yeah, you make it to like your AJ status and stuff like that, where like the promotional company really is well and truly invested in your health and well-being because they know that you're bringing bank. Outside of that, they don't really care. If they'll give you a date and say, hey, this is when we need you to fight, show up. They don't care how you're training went. They don't care like they don't care who's got, if you got sponsors or not. Pull up, do your job, get paid to make sure that you keep being part of this promotional company. Because if you flop, they let you go. Do you know what I mean? Like, they let you go. Because like, they know you, like I said, they know your boys. But at the same time, you can have like, there are people that have someone that is their coach and their manager. It gets techie now. Right? Because you used to pay that person the same cut, they're still getting fucking 35%. Do you get me? But now like you're the coach, they're the coach and manager, like so you don't always agree on everything. So now if you're my coach and my manager, They went for the business thing with the promotional companies going on. And I'm like, oh, let's not do that. And you're like, nah, that makes sense. Let's do it. Now the whole coaching side of it becomes techie as well, because now we're beefing on two different things, which is like the same things. Like, I think as an artist, like you said, there's no one coaching you through. A lot of artists now coaching you through the process, right? Which is like, which a lot of artists don't have. It's like the same with me. Like, I have to go to the gym and train. I need someone that, even though I believe that I can go on there and fight somebody if I train by myself, and well and truly, I am much better with my coach there, right? So he's there for all the other stuff, like, so it's mentally, physically and stuff like that. If I'm going through a tough time, I'll phone my coach and be like, yo, bro, I'm struggling. And he might help me out, because you understand, because or if he see me struggling and not say anything to him, he might get it, because he sees me day in, day out, week in, week out. You know what I mean? It's like, you read those things, and he's the one that's gonna like.
And he's also helping not just on the physical, technical side, but on the lifestyle side. That's just as important. And so, if you need an A&R, close to Sony with Warner, I'm plugging myself right here.
Yeah, new thing, bro.
What's that? Do you mind right there?
Oh shit! I just clocked something, bro. With the time, I'm like, oh fuck, this shit might die actually.
Alright. What we
said? Even charge his battery?
Yeah, you charge. No, because the cable thing.
Here's something A&R.
Bro, you know what? Quincy came up. Me and Quincy got a tune actually.
Yeah,
I forced him to.
Yeah,
bro, I found this beat time ago. I was like, Quincy got a tune. He's like, yeah, whatever. So, I'm coming up to mine. This is when I was still in Aberdeen. He came up. We got the studio. Now we made the tune. I want to be your A&R. I was telling him that I want to be your fucking A&R. Like, give me some time. I'm just level up my tape. But it's on camera now, isn't it? So I'm just floating.
The pressure.
It's fine.
Like sometimes I think A&Rs tends to take like advantage or take all the throne. They be like, I'll build you.
Yeah,
I'll make you.
Yeah.
You're a product. You tend to like take your fucking throne in it.
This shit is.
What's your intake on that?
I mean, A&Rs tend to do that with the industry. Because the fact is, this is actually the first platform where I've ever actually spoken about me being an A&R.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I.
There's two guests, don't let me plug myself or nothing. Look at me get one plug in, I'm nothing to plug really, but that's not the point. He talked about himself for the last 45 minutes.
You're proving his point. I said A&Rs tend to be like, I want it all.
I kind of segue into the boxing thing to let you know. He said, nah. Spin the coupe, spin the brother. Anyway, like I was saying. Anyway, forget that.
Just like in boxing and music.
That was a cool. Yo, let's ask them some questions.
Oh, the mic's done.
No, it's not done.
It's not done. We still have some
We can
sound.
still use the audio from like.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
but like this is just a whole lot clearer. But worst case, you
not
can
gonna
just use
bust.
this as just like extra shit. It's like little.
Yeah.
You can put clips here and there. Of course.
Let's run it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, like you were saying.
Another 10 minutes still.
Yeah, like you were saying, what were you saying?
What are we saying? Charlie Soft, what's happening?
No,
Charlie Star. Oh shit, yeah, Charlie Star, September the 9th.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets.
Not to them.
Buy your tickets.
Not to them. Me. I want to know what's happening. What's happening?
Oh, right now?
Yeah, no, like explain what's happening to me. Like, what's the job with us?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, obviously the people who
Oh,
know it, but
yeah,
no,
Charlie
tell
Star.
us about like
Oh, bro.
because he was in that.
Like, how did that even happen, bro?
Bro, basically, fam, like, see, Perth, yeah, there's just not a lot popping yet. See, because of Heist.
Because it's Perth.
Start with, it's because it's Perth, bro. Yo, but it started with, like, see Heist.
That's in the middle of nowhere.
I got tired.
What if it was meant to be happening?
Hey, Perfect low-key lit. It's not as lit as like Edinburgh or like Glasgow, but like shit gets lit with it still.
Wait, hold up. My man is laughing, yeah? But
I'll find out with it. I'm here.
Don't talk about Aberdeen, bro.
Whoa,
Yo, we had
whoa.
this chat last time.
Back over
The
that,
disrespect,
man.
honestly.
Wait, nah,
What did he say?
bro. What's popping on the tin?
No, what's popping in Aberdeen?
Wait, what? Me, nigga?
Oh, yes, sir.
Now you're back in Aberdeen.
My man left Aberdeen though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was like, oh, that's when I was still living in Aberdeen. All of a sudden, no.
I put some lieutenants in charge.
Like,
Don't worry.
the thing is,
Ah, this guy.
I don't need it.
the thing is, Aberdeen, we've been popping for time.
Nah, Aberdeen is popping still.
We're lacking right now. We're having a bit of a slow time. That's all it is, right? And people are trying to step up like, what? We hadn't been doing stuff for time. Aberdeen was lit.
Yeah. It was actually. I used to go to fucking apps to get
It was lit.
Wait, hold up. Let me
Thursday,
just
Friday.
clear up something. I was just talking bullshit, but I'm being lit as hell.
That's lit. I think of late it's definitely died down a little bit, just because like obviously the oil money. Ain't no way traveling to Perth.
To be fair, Perth would have kind of went down the hill when we kind of lost them.
I was never up the hill.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We were never up the hill.
We kind of went down the hill when we lost that Chebingham Principal, but after that, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I said, yo, I got this. I said, I got this.
What you doing?
I said, yo, fuck that nigga, I got this shit.
What you doing there? What you doing?
What you want? What the fuck am I doing? You know what the fuck? Look at this side. What the fuck am I doing, nigga? The fuck?
See, the problem with doing podcasts with your own niggas is that it just turns into hate. There's the fuck you, fuck me, fuck you.
You know like that Spider-Man thing, everyone just pulls the guns out. Nah. Everybody can get it.
Everybody can get it, bro.
Man.
But no, see, back in them days, back in them days when we watched Chebingham Principal,
But this is bigger.
we used to fucking do shows, but we used to do this, blah,
You got a show tonight?
I'll let you know from the outside.
I'm gonna show tonight.
This is outside. From the outside.
Hit me.
This is bigger, bro.
Bro, we used to do all these things, you know what I'm saying? But after all that kind of shit went down, bro, like, we're like, and we were
No. We used to do shows like all
the thing is,
our last real show, bro, we fucking sold out that.
Before COVID, that place, yeah.
We
That's
sold
true.
it out, and
That shit was
then
lit, yeah.
some fucking internal beef happened, and then boom.
Yeah, well, bro,
Bro, we
listen.
could have even get
But
that.
see, the thing is, see, back then, I think that like it was gonna get to a certain point, but like if you keep performing to the same people,
like,
it's
don't
not
know
it's
what's
not
going on.
special anymore because they see you all the fucking time. Like it's not cool anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like if you do it like every, I don't know, like once a quarter or something. You
Well,
know
one
what I'm
thing
saying?
I'll say is this: when it comes to all art, the one thing that I do say is, or any craft, you don't decide how special it is. If somebody wants to go and do the same shit every week and they love it, they love it. It's not just because you're running it and you don't feel it's special anymore. That doesn't mean it isn't. You just stop doing it if you get bored and you don't enjoy it. If you really don't want to do it because you don't enjoy it, cool. But it doesn't mean it's not special if everybody else still every week is there like, I love it. Because
that's true. But at the same time, it's like you, the person that's doing it, has to have a love for it as well.
yeah, so
because your energy,
it's not it doesn't say it's not special. So
No,
it just
true,
means it's not
true,
special
true.
for you.
And
But
also-
then, are you doing it for you?
But
Or them?
if you have that, it has to be for both, right? Like I think
I don't think so.
I think
It's for them.
from
And also, the money wasn't making sense.
No, but you're a boxer.
doesn't make sense.
No, but you're boxing.
I'm saying,
You train
we're getting
alone.
paid in-
No, like essentially. Like,
Yeah, but you're making music alone. The process is alone. Like we're all performers. We all step up on stage. Aim is to step up on stage and perform.
I feel like boxers are more individual. Have to be more individualistic though. Because the
It's-
fact is, if something goes wrong with any of your fight, it's you.
It's you, bro.
When something goes wrong with my stage or my performance, it might be the fucking lighting. It might be the sound engineer. It's like it's more of a team.
You could also get on there and forget the words.
I still make that shit lit, man.
That's a DJ.
I remember one time while performing, yeah, it's lit, it's going crazy, yeah. JC about to go fucking spit his verse, yeah. Starts going good. Check me up, get some words, bro. Yeah, and I'm just like, yo, this thing has gone, bro. His fucking words are fucking gone.
Man gets so
Bro.
No cap. Probably tonight we're gonna.
Now, I think for any craft, man, regardless of how people feel about it, you gotta do something what you enjoy. Because then it takes away the love from it. And when the love goes, it shows. It always shows. You go on stage.
I know when the love goes, but I
Regardless of
just also think with music though. I think that's the one thing between sports, not just like I'm saying sports and music. I think the only one difference is with sports, it is actually about the competitor. Or even if it's a team sport, I think it actually is because like anyone who follows a sportsman, they don't really expect much from them, apart from if they like might even say hi. They don't even want like your time to get. If you even just wave, they're fine. With
Absolutely not.
with, well, I would say no. If someone's a great,
I think you're downplaying our team.
no, I'm not. I'm saying no.
Put some respect on their name.
Put some respect.
I said no one gives a shit.
No, I didn't.
I don't want this to
No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying the difference is, I'm just saying when it comes to sports people, the public who follow them, they follow them because they know it's all about the sports person. It is all about you because how much work and effort you put in. It's about the respect. I respect that. I'm also saying with musicians though, I'm sorry, I think that that's a personal, and when you're making music makes people, like, it helps people process like emotions and all this type of other shit. So I don't think that musicians should be selfish. I think that their stuff is about them.
Their motivation is different, right? Like
Your motivation, yeah.
It's regardless of motivation. Like you're saying that people processing stuff. Like I'll listen to the music and go out running. But at the same time, I'll watch a certain sport, whether it's CrossFit or boxing, I'll be like, shit, time to go do my run. Right? So like that shit will also motivate you to be like,
you can just wake up and just decide, yo, I'm gonna go start running. Yo, it's time to go for a run.
no, it's like
My man is fighting demons.
It's like I have to go.
Yeah, he's fighting demons.
You know that I have to go for it. There's nothing that.
Exactly. If I don't
what I'm
go
saying
for a
is
run, someone's gonna be running from me.
When it comes from performance perspective, right? It's very much similar because it's like doesn't matter if people want to keep seeing me fight. I might have lost. Say I lose like 10 fights, right? Which you say about the like if you see someone over and over again. So imagine I lose like 10 fights. People are like, I love when boys fights. Like it's hard. Like it's always a good fight. Even if he wins or loses, the fight is hard. I want to see him. Yeah. I might still be like, bro, I don't care. Because right now I'm not doing it. It doesn't matter if you want to see me or not.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just
you
not
always
going
have
to
to
be
deliver,
it.
yeah.
But at the same time, as like I said, from a performance perspective, it's like, yo, like I've been banging the same tunes, and I'm just not feeling that. Like I know that you might still want to hear it. Like you still love this song. Like you said, like in
Like you asked me to play a tune, you asked me to play a tune on the drive here, and I took that off. And you were like, oh, I like that tune. I was like,
fair. But I would say like it's like the Jay-Z Kanye West thing when they were doing the show and they did Naked in Paris, been playing that song like 12 times. Yeah, and they running that tune. It's like people want to hear it, but at the same time, you know, just like I could probably hear that song for like half an hour with their energy. But at the same time, you're thinking, bro, it's over, it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I know you might want to hear it again, but no, it's done, it's over.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? You have to lock off. It's like you're like, oh no, the people want to hear it, give it to them. It's like, no, but sometimes like I've got to just say like stop. Either just to like raise my profile so like you understand my worth, right? From this perspective of like, first of all, next show pay me more if you want to see it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
just I can giving you man what you want to hear. And I'm not gonna think I'm getting paid the same, right? And so I'm gonna break from a business perspective, not just from a performance point, but also from a business perspective. So also to like reignite your stuff, what you're doing, you're enjoying it.
He was like, hold on. Let the air not speak, bro.
Let it out of me.
I'm up for you right.
I can't bust box in 1 second. No, hold on. Let me spin it back to music.
Flip the script.
let me just shut up then. Let me just shut up.
Come on, I want to hear the user.
No.
Hit us with some would you rather then.
We gonna we gonna wrap it up.
Oh, we gonna wrap it up? Okay, wrap it up.
Hit us with some would you rather.
Now we're finished. It's a wrap.
We go.
It's a wrap.
So we're at 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes.
Let's go.
Let's say go 45 seconds.
Can't do that, but we
Do it. One
Would you rather sit on a cake and eat a dick or sit on a dick and eat the cake? That's what we like. Sit on the cake and eat the dick.
No dick is going up me.
No.
Fuck that. Fire for that.
On that note, that's a wrap.
Chrissy sucking dick.
First. That's the wildest. That's the wildest.